Super Rugby round 18, the final round. Friday games. There are three. I've got the Sunwolves gear on today because this is definitely the last time I get to wear this unless I'm doing like a season review. Or by some chance they get a miracle victory over in Argentina. But three games on the Friday. Kind of important, super important, and there's not that much going on with that last game, but we're going to get to them one by one. The first one, and the reason I say kind of important is because neither of these teams have their fate in their own hands. They can both potentially still make the playoffs. But if the Chiefs get a bonus point, then I think they are both dead. So the Waratahs need a bonus point win and the Chiefs to win without a bonus point. The Highlanders need a bonus point win. I didn't figure this out, by the way. I'll put a link to the dude's Twitter post who figured it out because he's a much smarter man than I. Bonus point win, the Lions to lose without a bonus point, and the Chiefs to win without a bonus point. Otherwise, they're done. So, tough. Neither of these teams have the best season, to be fair. The fact that they still have a chance to make the playoffs is a minor miracle in itself. The Highlanders are going with a pretty stable lineup. This game is a home game, but it's down in Invercargill, so it's not in Dunedin. So it's their home away from home. They've only made the one change, and that's Tay Walden comes in at number 12. Otherwise, it is the same team that drew against the Bulls last week, so it's still Josh Ioane, Aaron Smith, Taro Lomax, Thompson, Nakolo, Mackay, all these guys. Same team. For the Waratahs, they... Remember how I said they needed a bonus point win and the Chiefs to win without a bonus point? They've kind of kept up their deal with the Wallabies to rest their star players. So you got no Foley, no Hooper, no Beale, no Kepu, no Simmons. All these guys are on that Wallabies rest period. So who comes in? Well, Newsom moves to fullback from the wing. Cam Clark gets a start. Ned Hannigan's back because he's been out, I think, for a couple of weeks. Tom Robertson moves to tight head from loose head. Harry Johnson-Holmes comes in at loose head. But the big name on people's lips will be Mac Mason. The last time I believe he started for the Waratahs, it was against the Sunwolves, and that was one of the Sunwolves' 2 wins of the year. He didn't have the best game. I believe he's something of a young talent, but he's played, I think, 66 minutes of Super Rugby this year, and that's over 3 games. I think the majority of them would have been against the Sunwolves, and he's made like 4 handling errors, so it hasn't been the best start to his Super Rugby career. So we'll see how he goes down in Invercargill, where it's bloody cold, I would imagine. I haven't been. I've been to Dunedin, but not to Invercargill. So we will see how they manage that one. But it does seem like a very tough ask. I can see the Highlanders getting a bonus point win more than I can see the Waratahs getting a bonus point win based on these lineups. And the bookies' odds kind of reflect that, with the Highlanders by 19 points is what the bookies are predicting. So it may be they hold up their end of the bargain and getting the bonus point win. Whether the other results in that Lions and Chiefs games go their way will remain to be seen. The next one, Rebels hosting the Chiefs. Now, it's a pretty simple bit of maths for the Rebels. Basically, win and you're in. That's it. All they need to do is get a win, doesn't matter what kind. And they could still potentially get through if they lose, as long as they get a bonus point, a losing bonus point, which they were a long way off last week, to be fair, but they are back home. If they get a losing bonus point, and again, I didn't do these calculations, I'll put the tweet in the description. As long as the Stormers get a win, and either the Highlanders or the Waratahs don't get a bonus point, then they can go through. So best just to get a win if you're the Rebels. The Chiefs, their fate is not quite in their own hands. It's not quite as simple as the Rebels, so they need a win. And the Highlanders or Waratahs to get no bonus point. Although I think if they get a bonus point win, then they're in. So it's just that 1 point that could be the difference maker. The Rebels have probably got a stronger team than last week. You got Guinea starting, Cooper starting. They've been a good combo all year. Hodge is out to the wing from the midfield. Tom English comes into the midfield from the wing. Meeks keeps his spot. Dan Helipeti keeps his spot. Rangi and Ainsley are in the front row. And Luke Jones is in. People out. You got Maddox is out. Coleman is out. So for the most part, that's a full strength Rebels team, but not quite. Obviously, you'd rather have Coleman and Maddox playing if you had the options. So yeah, it's going to take a big effort from the Rebels because they've had a poor tail end to the season, just like last year, whereas the Chiefs are kind of on the upswing, including a win over the Crusaders. They're coming off a bye, so fresh. And to be fair, they've got the big man back, Brodie Retallick. A lot of news about his deal to go to Japan at the end of the year is in the news at the moment, but he is back. Nathan Harris is back. Ta'avale's at tight head, so otherwise I think it's pretty much a stable lineup. Debrasini is going to be back in Melbourne. That'll be interesting. He knows that ground pretty well. Got a big boot on him. Alamalo at fullback. Stevenson and Wainui on the wings. ALB and Nankivell being a good midfield combo. Sam Kane is captaining. Yeah. Interestingly, this one's at evens in terms of the prediction of the betting odds. I find that, I thought Chiefs, to be fair, based on recent results, despite the fact that the Rebels are at home, they have not been in good form. Got an absolute hiding, and the Chiefs seem to be coming right at the right time, like I said. But, you never know. This season of Super Rugby has been pretty crazy. So, still anything could happen here. But, yeah, if I'm picking Super Bowl, I think I'm going Chiefs all day long. The last one, no, it's not quite a nothing match. The Sunwolves are guaranteed bottom spot. The Jaguares are guaranteed a home quarterfinal. What they're not guaranteed is a home semi-final, assuming they win their quarterfinal. So the Jaguares still want to put themselves in the best position here to make sure they go through as high a qualifier as they can, that being second rather than third. They want to keep ahead of the Brumbies no matter what. And they're going to be huge favourites because, they're playing the Sunwolves, who've only had 2 wins all season. They're just coming from a trip from South Africa over to Argentina. So it's all against the Sunwolves here. Can anyone see them doing it? It does seem like a very, very long shot. You can tell from the Jaguares starting 15 that they have made some changes, perhaps with a mind on the coming weeks. Like there's no Matera, there's no Crevi, there's no Bonija. So perhaps some of these guys who've played more minutes are getting a bit of a break. But it doesn't mean it's a weakened side. You've still got the likes of Petty is still starting. Miotti has been good this season, is still starting. Cancellieri and Carreras are on the wings. They were very good last week. So, yeah. Montoya is ahead of... Crevi's not even in the squad this time, but Chaparro. And, Paulos is there. He's played recently. So, Escura looked good at 9 when he played the other week. So, it's still a pretty tough-looking Jaguares team, despite the fact that they're rotating and keeping their guys fresh. For the Sunwolves, a few changes. Mikami and Vela are in the front row. Lafaele is in at number 12, but otherwise it's pretty much the same side that looked okay against the Stormers, but still got pretty decently beaten. So you still got Masarewa, who's having a great season in terms of tries. Vandenheva, Salmaki. Salmaki's looked good since he's been back. Parker hasn't quite shone as much as he had at the start of the season. We'll see if he can have a big one in his final game. Jaguares by 21. That's what the bookies have got for that one. So saying pretty comfortable favourites. And look at their records. That kind of makes sense as well. I may do a live stream for that Rebels and Chiefs game because that's a pretty good looking game. Potentially one of these sides, well, definitely one of these sides is going to be out. Potentially one of these sides going through, but not guaranteed. So yeah, it's on at a decent time when the kids should be in bed. No promises as yet, but I should be able to get a live stream. It definitely won't be a weekly thing. But I did enjoy the last one. This time it's not my team playing, so I can enjoy the game no matter what because I'm pretty much a neutral on that one. So, yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on these games. How do you think they're going to go? And I will talk to you again soon. See you later.